too awesome. I'll ask again, how is everybody tonight? Is everyone enjoying their time?
Yes.
Alright, as you probably heard, my name is John Gray. This is my first time being on stage in 2 years, and it's an honor to be here. And, well, as it may seem, I'm probably a bit rusty, but don't worry, I have a friend named Billy Mays. I can give him a call, and he's probably got a product that'll fix me right up. I'm going to start off with a simple poll. How many people, let's see a show of hands, how many people have a family? Okay, that's good. I'd be worried if, didn't see any hands. Okay, let's kick this up a notch. How many people love family gatherings? Okay, about half. How many people hate family gatherings? Overwhelming majority. I'm going to spite all of you by telling you that I hate family gatherings, but I'm actually lying because I love them. I used to hate them, though. I only started loving them after I got the dirty jokes that my parents shot each other across, the campfire at night. My dad would just be sitting there in the early wee hours of the morning, and my mom will come up and be like, "Oh, how many sausages do you want for breakfast?" And he'll answer honestly like, "Oh, I'll have 3. And then he'll always have that snide remark at the end, "But you only have 1 sausage, won't you, honey?" What the hell? I'm 16 years old at the time. I was just starting to discover this stuff because I had discovered the wonderful world of the internet and Google and all the dark places that entails. Then I got a girlfriend, and I became one of my uncles. I'll just be sitting down on the beach, fishing, and someone will yell down to me, "Hey John, you gotta hold your rod up a bit higher, you're not gonna catch any fish that way." I can now yell back up to him, "I caught a pretty damn good fish holding the rod just the way I am now. And I even got it wet." I'll tell you a little bit about my grandma, though. My grandma, her last name is Kittle, my last name is Gray, different sides of the family and all that. She is 80-some years old. She can't even walk anymore. She has to carry around a walker. For some reason, the rest of my family thought it'd be a good idea to give her half a cup of beer at one of our family gatherings. If any of you have ever given an 80-something-year-old woman half a cup of beer, you realize how bad of a decision this is. Within half an hour, after that beer had taken its toll, I could see 6 of my aunts and uncles struggling to keep this old woman's shirt on. If you look up the Grays in the family dictionary of families ever, you'll notice we have a vision impairment. You can imagine why. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm not sure how we got here. But I love kids. I really do. If you see a kid walking down the sidewalk, yay high, sometimes I'll just want to, I want to pet it or give it a treat. Tell it to stay. You can't do that anymore, though. No. Parents in the media call you perverts. They'll lock you up forevers. I want to see what they do if I just pushed them. Just walks behind the little kid, 6 years old, pushed him over. Watch his little noodle limbs flail for all of half a second before he hits the pavement. Eyes wide, mouth open, like a fish that just got swatted out of the water by a bear. You can't call that man a pervert. Look at me. Imagine it. Parents, if any of you are parents out there, imagine a kid like me pushing your younger kid over. Scrawny lumberjack of a man. You can't call him a pervert, but you can call the cops, and that's the moral of the story. I honestly can't wait to be a father. I really can't. One of my friends is going to walk up to me. I just know it. "Hey, I heard you had a kid. Congratulations." I'll be like, "Yeah, it was delicious. Thank you." But speaking of delicious, who else finds cornflakes delicious? I don't. I don't either. Glad to see I'm joined on that one. I think they were at first designed to be a replacement for kitty litter or, piled into the back of semi-trucks to be thrown into volcanoes to appease the old gods. Then somehow some guy got some in his mouth and he's like, "Hey, these are pretty damn good." And I honestly don't know where I'm going with this joke. I think I'm going to skip this because it sucks so bad. There's not a punchline. Imagine it on your own. I'm sure you'll come up with something better than I can. Moving on, one of my friends lives down the street from me. He has the beware of dogs sign in his window. I have to give him hell for that. He has a little tiny dog about yay high, mix of a chihuahua and like a rat thing. He calls it Flopsy. I have to give him hell for that. What, is Flopsy carrying a knife nowadays? Is he on the run from the long paw of the law? Flawed and dangerous? Made a few litters? But he's even slapped a bitch or two. That wasn't very good, was it? Well, next time, to make things awkward, when I'm at a restaurant, because I'm, jumping things so fast here, when the waiter reaches for the menus, I want to try and shake his hand. If you imagine the scenario, it would be like, nope. What do you do in that situation? That's got to be a needle in the boxers. There is no possible way to get past that. It's like being accidentally at a movie theater. Walking, oh, how did I get here? At a movie theater, and the guy in the ticket box hands you your ticket, and he says, enjoy the movie. And you say, you too. Some people aren't made for social interaction. I'm not one of them. But I can tell my dad that. I can say, hey Dad, I make things that shouldn't happen, happen. Check that off the list. Well, my talents. Courtesy drink. Well, honestly, I gotta say, one-liners are something that I've come to enjoy. If you just bear with me for a second. I sprayed mosquito repellent on a mosquito once, and now he'll never have any friends. Now this is a true story though. Last month I received an email in my spam from African Love Express. It's the one email I won't open unless I have a Trojan. Pure jargon. That joke is called I don't want to risk AIDS. Has anyone ever seen the Emperor from Star Wars at the buffet? It's always like, unlimited pasta! And now you know. But moving on, back to the whole, anecdote, humorous stories, I'd like to tell you about, how I believe one of these days I should just get up and go and hook shit up at the local grocery store. Condoms for everyone! Bananas belong with the ice cream! Candy for breakfast! Taste the rainbow. If you don't like it, you're wrong. But speaking of wrong, if any of you have heard of them, I think Insane Clown Posse originally wanted to be birthday clowns, and then they realized that it was just too hard. They said to themselves, hey, let's be jerks instead. I want to do that sometime. I just want to wake up, hey, I'm going to be an asshole today. First thing I do after walking out the door, flip off the mailman, push over the neighbor's dog, go get a job at the DMV, and then start a band called Guns N' Roses. To tell you a bit about the real life jerkiness of things, courtesy sip. My neighbors are the biggest jerks I have ever had the displeasure of meeting. They scream at their children all night long, and, they have like 3 kids, maybe between the age of 3 and 6 and infinite, I don't know. I don't really have a joke for this, but they put their daughter's hamster cage right behind my back door. If you imagine this, cage, door, cage, door, door, cage. That would not have ended well for me. I think they don't like that hamster. But they don't want to take the blame for killing it. They want to say, hey, that prick next door did it. Go blame him. Go throw water balloons at his face and raid his mailbox and put duty in his slippers. And that's a level I can't match. And who does that? Cellcom. And that's all I have. Enjoy the main event.